Hello friends, welcome to a new video where we'll be discussing Leetcode problem number 560, subarray sum equals to k. So here the problem states that return the total number of subarrays present in the given array list whose sum equals to k. So when we take a look at this array list, we can easily find out two subarrays whose sum is equal to 8. One is 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 4. So this subarray from 1 to 4 will fetch us the sum as 8. Or if we consider the last three numbers from this array 1 plus 4 plus 3, still it will fetch us back the target value 8. So there are two subarrays which return us this value. So to solve this, programmatically speaking, we can use the brute force approach where there will be two pointers. I will be placed on the first index and j will be placed on second, and from here onwards we keep traversing through the array list multiple times, and then let's say in the first loop 1 plus 2 plus 1 plus 4 will tell us that this particular array is equal to 8, and then we keep moving the first pointer I to second index, third index until it reaches the second last index. So in this way the time complexity will be n square, and there can be optimized solution to this. And before that, having a look at the optimized solution, let us understand a basic concept here. So I want to traverse through this array only once and not multiple times. So one of the possible approach is maintain a total sum variable, and let's say we have traveled through the array and reached the last index. So now when we reach from 0th index to last index, the sum will be 11, and now we also visited the first two indexes when the value of the total sum was 3, so I've named it as s1. So if we subtract the total sum minus s1, 11 minus 3 will fetch you 8. So what it tells you is that if you don't consider the first two numbers of this array list, then the last three are going to match your requirement. So we'll utilize this concept and then use a HashMap data structure to solve this problem. So remember that we'll be using this formula, total sum minus 8 so that will be total sum minus k is equal to s1. So coming to the solution part, so here we have an array list with four numbers 1, 1, 2, 4, and target sum is also 4. So we can easily realize that the first three numbers, if we add up, will return us sum as 4. So that can be considered as one of the solution of one of the subarray, and the other one is 4 number itself, which also will return us 4. So there are two subarrays in this array list. So how do you use HashMap in this to optimize and only visit all of the indexes once? So in the initial state, thus we'll initialize the total sum to 0, and as it is we'll be inserting it into the HashMap. HashMap has we have initialized here, so 0, 1, because we came across this sum only for the first time, so the value will be 1, and in this case total sum minus k and the other two variables count will be 0. So now let us start iterating through this array list and figure out how we can find two subarrays. In the first for loop, we'll be first calculating the total sum. So the total sum for the first index will be 1, and then we'll be using the formula total sum minus k. So in this case k is 4, so 1 minus 4 is equal to minus 1, and since minus 1 does not exist in the hash map, so this will as it is put the value total sum value 1 in the hash map, and since it's found for the first time, value will be 1 and count will be 0 because it was not able to find this value minus 1. Then in the second iteration, we'll be visiting the second index, that is 1. So the total sum by now will be 1 plus 1, 2, and then 2 minus k. K stands for 4, so 2 minus 4 will be minus 2, and since minus 2 does not, there is no key in the hash map which is equal to minus 2, so as a result the count will be as it is, which is 0, and we'll simply insert this total sum value into the hash map. When we now proceed to the third index in the for loop, so it will be 2, and the total sum now will be 1 plus 1 plus 2, which is 4, and 4 minus k, 4 minus 4 will be 0, and since this 0 at this point will be existing, this key already exists in the hash map, so in that case count will be incremented by 1 because its value is 1, so count will be equal to 0 plus 1, and then we'll be inserting this total sum, current total sum to the hash map 4 comma 1. So we have found out our first subarray which equals to target k, and in the when we visit the last index of this array list, which is 4, then by now the total sum will be 4 plus 4, which is 8. 8 minus 4 will be 4, and since 4 already exists in the hash map, so the count will be again incremented by 1, which is 2, and then we will insert the total sum into the hash map 8 comma 1, and then since all of the indexes have been already visited, so it will return the count 2. So that's how we use hash map to find out 2 subarrays were present in this array list, which constitute to target k is equal to 4. I hope you have understood how to approach this problem. The time complexity is most optimized when we use this data structure. If you need to practice this, please visit the description where we have the code link, and you can practice it on any of the online compiler. Thank you for watching the video.